Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum assalam.
Hello. I welcome you all to the third session of Book Clubs Across Borders. This is Hurmat Riaz from Lahore, and I have my colleague, my friend Sana with me in Lahore as well. From Karachi, we have Alia, and from Sargodha, we have our students joining in. They are, since schools in Pakistan are closed due to COVID-19, they are all connected from their homes. So thank you all for joining in, and the book that we are going to discuss today is Fearless, Stories of Amazing Women from Pakistan. So let's start from Herat. If any one of you would like to come up and talk about this book, and especially since it mentions a lot of amazing women from Pakistan, is there any women you and why they inspired you? If you guys would please come up and talk about this, that would be lovely. Over to you, Herat.
Hi, my name is Yasin and I'm a school student. First of all, I need to apologize because my English is not good as the others. If I make a mistake, just forgive me. I have read this book and I think that it was about the brave woman of Pakistan, and I think Fearless is the best name for this book because these women with gentilation change our mind, and they prove us that women are not weak and they are able to do everything. I want to thank to all of the brave women around the world because these women the causes of our mind, and we are if this woman was not were not brave, I was standing here and I was saying that women are weak and they are just cooking and carrying babies. That's all. Finish.
Can you please come back, Yasin? I had a question for you. Yeah, I have a question for you. Is there any woman mentioned in this book that inspired you particularly?
Yeah, of course there was. First of all, Fatima Janah, she was a brave woman, and I'm sure she was a doctor, and she helped her brother to make Pakistan free from India.
All right, thank you so much. Let's move to our participants in Sargodha. Any one of you would like to start the conversation? Muzahir, Rabia, and Nadeem. We have also Nadeem with us. Muzahir, would you like to start?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum, it's Muzahir. To be honest, this book was great and fabulous. In this book, it is shown that from no matter from which society you are, women are facing a lot of difficulties, and when it comes to equality and empowerment, they is also shown that how they their difficulties and the journey, how they overcome it, and etc. The best part of this book is that it is well illustrated, and and everything written in it is on point. And when it comes to biography, it is very boring, but the texture of the book, the popping colors, and all the pictures in it made it people to attract towards it. Well, in this book, there were 50 biographies of Pakistani women, great women. For me, from which I get inspired are Fatma Jinnah, Malala Yousafzai, and Benazir Bhutto.
All right, thank you so much, Muzahir. And like you said, that the book is really pretty and it's very well illustrated. Yes, I also found the illustrations to be very um, lovely, and it made the book really, inspiring and encouraging. And the thought behind the book, the writer who wrote this book, Amina Sheikh Faruqi. So you might have come across this book, Midnight Stories for Rebel Girls. And basically, she was reading this book to her children, and she found that there is no representation of South Asian women, particularly Pakistani women, in this book. So that's why she came up with this. She came up with this idea to write this book for her own children and for children all across the world, to tell them that there are many inspiring and amazing women in Pakistan. And the way I found this book to really be very interesting, that she has mentioned women from all walks of life. She has mentioned women who are politicians, women who are businessmen, women who are activists, and they are sports women as well. So, but the woman that I would like to particularly mention is Maria Turpakai Wazir. I hope you guys read all about her. She belonged to the tribal areas of Pakistan, and she used to play dressed up as a boy. And then when she got older, her father, he encouraged her to play sports professionally. And now she is a really good, I think she's a squash player. And now he's a really good squash player. So, and then the book also mentions Sana Mir, who is the captain of Pakistan women's cricket team. So let's go beyond, politicians and the women that we already know about, and the women who are making change in Pakistan's mainstream society currently. So let's move to our next student in Sargodha. Rabia, would you like to go next?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I want to say that along Malala Yousafzai and Fatima Jinnah, there are many women. They are less known in mainstream media. And in this book, there is also Majida Rizvi, who is the first woman judge of a high court. In Pakistan, Rizvi dedicated her life to educating Pakistani women about their legal rights, and as a chairperson of the National Congress and for the status of the women. And I want to also say that not only these women, there are also many women that our pride, that we can say that proud of Pakistan. And I want to mention their names. The first I want to mention that Maria Mukhtar, the first fighter pilot of Pakistan who get martyred, and it is a very blessing of God or Allah that she is a pride of Pakistan. And also there is many examples as Arfa Karim, the youngest Microsoft engineer in Pakistan, and also Muhambam Zari, a good storyteller of the Pakistan, and also a veil-wearing woman, Shehnaz Lagari, who just who flew first time in veil. And in this book, some women are rarely mentioned, and I like this book very much. But I want to say that this book, and I also want to say that this book has many women, and I like the most is Fatima Jinnah and Benazir Bhutto. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rabia. We have more students connected with us. All right. Next, we have Nadeem Ahmed from Sargodha. Nadeem, would you like to say something about the book?
Yes, as you asked, like some particular woman or person I like, so I would say Asma Jahangir, because she she started her career not just because she like wanted to become a lawyer, but she wanted justice for her father. And this is something very uncommon because we see men fighting for women or their children or their families. It's very rare to see a young girl, a young daughter to fighting to for her father's justice. But then she won her first case in the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and now like her legacy, she died some years ago, but she have like totally changed how Pakistan and women in Pakistan have like their position. She have helped different governments in making many different laws. Like I mean, her efforts have changed the whole uh, the like position of women and their what their rights in Pakistan in future as well.
Yes, thank you so
Anything
much,
else
Nadeem.
you
And
would like to?
yeah, and like you said about Asma Jahangir, yes, she actually changed the narrative of human rights in Pakistan. She started a movement around the human rights in Pakistan. And on that note, do we have any other students from Sargodha right now? No, I don't think. Oh, we have Miss Mariam with us. Miss Mariam, would you like to say something about the book? Miss Mariam, can you hear us? I think she cannot hear us. Let's go back to Herat. I have a question for you guys here.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Yes, walaikum assalam.
Ma'am, actually, I have just joined the meeting. I was unable to connect, and one of our student, Nishwa, is unable to join the meeting. How can she join the meeting? She is saying that they are asking for some link, and I have already sent her the link, but she is unable to connect.
Can you please ask her to join again? I have shared the link with you again. I think she'll be able to join now. She should.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, so we were going to our participants in Herat. Would you like to tell us about any amazing and inspiring women from Afghanistan? Since we have read so much about the women in Pakistan, let's go to Herat and ask them if they have anything to tell us about the inspiring and amazing women from Afghanistan. Herat, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. About the Russian woman that I want to talk about, that I think unfortunately we achieved the book very late, and we studied some part of that, not all of that. And because of that, I just want to say about Malala Yousafzai, that she wants to begin fighting against others because of girls' right education. When I read that, actually she gave me more inspiration to study a lot or to think about my future. And as I read in the book, it was written that now he is studying in Oxford University in England, and she became a successful person. And the wave that he, we can say, followed, that was the right wave, and that was set. And I want to say that the wave that she followed was the best way, and she fight against others because of, we can say, girls' right education, and about exactly about the girls, and that was it. Thank you.
Thank you. I was asking you guys if you would like to tell us about any inspiring and amazing women from Afghanistan.
We have the most famous woman in Afghanistan. We have Queen Suraya. She was the wife of Amanullah Khan, and When Amanullah Khan traveled to other country to learn something new and put it in Afghanistan and change the rules of Afghanistan as like West. Queen Freya traveled with her husband, and she learned something new about the woman, and she came back to Afghanistan. She made lots of school for girls and women, and she made some magazine for women to inform the woman and make woman acknowledgement.
Thank you so much, Herat. I have another question from you guys. As Amine Sheikh Faruqi, she wrote this book when she found that there is no representation of Pakistani women in this book, Midnight Stories for Rebel Girls. Has this book inspired you to write a book about inspiring and amazing women from Afghanistan? Has this thought occurred to you that, oh, we should write a book about amazing women from Afghanistan?
By the name of Allah, my name is Umid. I'm a school student too. For your question, I have a good answer. I think before I write a book about the women of our Afghanistan, we should think about them, and we as men should help them, should make a comfort and good situation for them to show their abilities in our society and in the school. Like I have a good example for you. Like in school, some girls can do many programs much more better than boys, but they can't. They shame because of they say by themselves what they wanna think about me if I do like that, if I do something like that. I think before write any books and get a new opinion, made a new situation for the girls and our women country to show their abilities, to feeling comfort in our society. Okay.
All right, thank you so. Yeah, please go ahead.
I have a question from Sargodha's students. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead. Please ask them.
Thank you. When I read that book, after that, I knew that you try so much to achieve the women's right back again, and you try so much. I have a question. Do you satisfy now? Do you think you reached your goal completely about women's rights?
I think what you are, let me just reiterate what you were saying, that you were asking that we have tried, we have struggled a lot for making more opportunities for women. And you are asking, are we satisfied with that struggle, or have we achieved what we wanted? Is that what you are asking? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, that's the question from Herat. Anyone from Sargodha would like to answer this question?
I would answer this.
Sure, please, Muzahir, go ahead. Thank you.
We have not achieved it completely, but it's getting good with passage of time. People are getting knowledge about women's right. Some backward areas are still not and are not want to give women their right, like studies and going out and going for job, etc. But most 80% of Pakistan in Pakistan people are giving people are giving rights of women equally, but about 20% of Pakistani people are not are not um, are not um, um,
Not giving them equal opportunities and not
yeah,
letting them do
yeah,
what they want to do.
yes.
Yeah.
But still there are still there are chances that Pakistan will become a country where all the women and men become equal and they have right and opportunities to do what they want to.
Yeah, thank you so much, Muzahir. And like as Muzahir said, that it's a long road ahead of us. And before we take the conversation forward, I would like to ask Rabia here, since we have a girl from Sargodha. As Muzahir answered this question, would you like to answer this question as well as Herat, a gentleman from Herat asked us is, um, have we achieved what we wanted from the struggle and the rights of women, the movement that we have been trying to start for women's rights?
Yes, ma'am. Give this answer. First of all, I want to say that Islam gives rise to the woman. First of all, as a believer,
Rabia, can you speak a bit loudly? Can you please speak a bit loudly?
okay, ma'am. Can you speak
Thank
me?
you.
Ma'am, can you speak me correctly?
Yeah, I can hear you, but please speak a bit loudly. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. I want to say that as a believer of Pakistan, as a believer of Islam, or as a religion, Islam gives first of all, Islam gives the right to women. Islam gives the right to women to vote, to hold public office, to enter into legal contract, to have equal rights in family law, to fair wages and or equal pay. Then Islam gives the right, and Islam gives respect to, and Islam gives respect to women as a mother, as a sister, as a wife. And yes, I want to say that yes, we have achieved, and we achieved, and we are satisfied now. We are getting rights from the our country, from our religion. Yes, we are satisfied from this.
Thank you so much for your answer, Rabia.
Ma'am, I want to share something with this question.
Sure, please go ahead. Thank you.
Yes, I want to share this question in a way that there are opportunities given to women, but still in this era, which is advancing and which is achieving everything, women are being suppressed. I agree to some point of view that we are still being suppressed by some of the norms. We are still being banned by some of the things that we are not allowed to go freely. And I think there are some Islamic restrictions and we should follow that. Somehow I say that we are given freedom and somehow I say that we are not given fully freedom. So we can add this thing that women are still being suppressed these days. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ms. Mariam. And like Ms. Mariam said, that there are still some fights that we still have to take on, and it's a long road ahead, and we have to work more on giving our women, or giving us rights to be what we want to be. And on that note, I would like to ask this question, particularly our boys, that since you read this book, you came across all of the stories of all of these women, that they started from struggling a lot, that they had to face a lot of restrictions, a lot of problems, especially coming from their family and then from society. So being as men, what do you guys think that you have to do to make more opportunities, to make this world a better and a safer place for women to move around, to achieve their dreams, to do what they want to do? So first I would like to ask the boys, what do they think? And then I would like to ask girls, what do they think, what the boys think? I hope I am clear. So Herat, over to you. If you want, I can repeat the question as well.
Hi again. I want to say we must start it from ourselves. We must respect our mother. We must let our sisters to go to school and learn something new, and they will change the people's mind to promote them to achieve their ambitions and lots of other things. We must start it from ourselves. Thank you.
So you are saying that we must start from our homes, that we start giving freedom to our sisters, to our mothers, to our daughters, and make them feel empowered and make them feel safe that yes, they can do whatever they want.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Anyone else from Herat would like to take this question or maybe add some thoughts into what Yasin said?
Yes, we have one person.
Maybe? I can see there are other more people sitting at the back. Are they a part of the conversation?
Hi again. I want to add something to my brother says. It's true we should beginning by ourselves. But I think then you ask the fathers and brothers, but why you don't let your sister to go anywhere to go to school and something like that. They say the city is not safe, the people is not safe, the men will looking at them, the men will judging them. I think I, as a man, should be beginning by ourselves, which looking at which coming to our at every girl like my sister and let them to work and show their abilities like human. If I begin by myself, the city and the people, all of them will make a safe place for my sister too. Did you get it?
Yeah, thank you so much. Would anyone else from the back maybe like to come and talk about it? All right, let's go to Sargodha. We have another student from Sargodha, Zahid. Zahid, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we began the conversation by talking about the book. Do you have any thoughts on the book or any personality that inspired you a lot? Would you like to talk about that?
Yes, ma'am. And I have read this book, but not at all because shortage of time.
All right, that's okay. Whatever you have read from the book, would you like to talk about that? What you think about it and how you found it? And any person, any personality mentioned in this book that inspired you a lot?
Yes, ma'am. That Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto, the first woman of Pakistan, was a prime minister from women's. He gave a straight path to the Pakistani women to struggle, to come front and to behave with good manner.
Thank you so much,
But
Zahid. And like Zahid talked about Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto, that she was the first female prime minister of the Muslim nation, a Muslim nation. And she paved a path for Pakistani women and women all around the world that yes, a woman can lead a nation and she can become an important member of. And I would like this here that when I like to mention sorts of walks of life, and she is too emotional, or she is too she will think from her emotions. She won't be able to take and make strong decisions, and she won't be able to lead a country. But Again and again, Benazir Bhutto, she proved that she is this amazing woman who is headstrong and she can take on this huge responsibility of leading a nation. On that thought, let's go to our friends in Sargodha, Muzahir and Rabia and Nadeem. If you would like to, the question that I asked earlier, that what men or what boys can do to make this world a better place or a safer place for women to walk around and lead their lives.
Can I
Well,
ask a
there are
question?
Muzahir, you can go ahead and then we can go to Zahid.
Well, there are two main reasons because of which parents don't let their that daughter go out and brother don't let their daughter go out. The first reason is that the environment, the society where we have the boys and like we have to make ourselves that good that the other parents and brothers would let their daughters out. We don't we should not harm their respects and other things. And the second reason is some of the wrong beliefs of saints. Some saints said that women are not allowed to go out to go for studies, etc. They are spreading wrong beliefs. Some illogical people obey them and make themselves. So we have to eradicate these saints also by ignoring them.
All right, thank you so much, Muzahir. Zahid, you were going to say something. Please go ahead.
I have a question for Afghan students. I wanted to ask from that they have studied the Fearless book and studied about the Pakistani women. From these, some was politicians, some they were pilots, they were teachers, and any other kind of they were involved in any other kind of activity. But we have not heard about the Afghan women in any kind. They have participated in any kind of activity in politics, in military. We have not heard about them. I wanted to ask from Afghan students that they are restricted from these activities, or they are not allowed to take part in these activities.
Thank you so much, Zahid, for your question. Before you joined this session, I asked the same question to our friends in Herat. I asked them if they would like to tell us about any inspiring women based in who are from Afghanistan. So, Yasin, would you like to come up again and tell us about the women that you were talking about earlier? And since Zahid asked us about female singers or actors, or like the book mentioned, women from all walks of life. There are women from Pakistan who are actors, who are activists, who are dancers, performers, and politicians. So, any women from Afghanistan that you would like to tell us about?
We have got lots of inspiring women in Afghanistan, actors like Margaret Rahmani, Suraya Miri. When you read now, you will be happy. And these are the best Afghanistan. We have got lots of women singers in Afghanistan, like Ariana Said, Farzana. I don't know their name because I don't listen to them, but we have lots of these women. We have actors in Herat, especially Herat. Herat is at newly Heratian people making some new movie, and in them we have got, I don't know their name, but we have lots of women actors in Herat station.
All right, thank you so much.
We have
Yeah, sure, please.
Okay, dwelling to my friend's speech, as he said, we have lots of actors, lots of singers, we can say lots of famous females. But why the other country can't or couldn't be able to know about our famous females, or we can say about the singers, or about the active female that we have in our country? It's a question that praying in my mind. I want to say something about this, that why the others can't know about our females, that we cannot have the permission to, we can somehow about like, for example, you are as Muslims, we cannot have the permission to share our, we can say, our picture or somehow anything else, but we can have some, not some, but we have more females actors, like as my friend named it, we have, but they are living in foreign countries, not in Afghanistan, because of the not security, because of our religion, because of the Taliban, exactly. Because of these issues, they cannot live in our country, I mean in Afghanistan, and they are living in other countries, and we have lots of famous females. And I want to say something about the question that you asked before, about why we cannot hear about the aspiration woman like Pakistan that we have written in the book. I want to say something about this issue. We want to write a book about our famous females, but we can't because of we scared from the somehow attacking or fighting or something else. As my friend said, we should start from our side, and we want to completely highlight this issue from our country, but sometimes our female scared from this issue. And as a young, or we can say a youth, I want to start this issue from myself, and I will completely remove this issue from my life, and I will start from this time, and I will continue to the future. That was it. Thank you.
Ma'am, I want to ask from them some Afghani dramas or movies to watch which define the Afghan culture.
Oh, amazing. So Zahid is asking you guys if you can recommend us any movies or maybe shows from your side that represent the culture of Afghanistan. If you can recommend us any shows, any movies, any dramas. I think they are discussing it right now. Oh, we have someone.
Hi, I'm Farmers, and I want to tell you that there is a series by the name of Shireen that we say about the situation of Afghanistan, that they are how tough their life is in Afghanistan, and that after the Taliban falls, and it's a very good series to watch it. And if you want to know about the woman of Afghanistan, you have to by the name of Shireen.
Shireen,
yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So coming back to that question, that how men can make this world a better place for women to live in, let's go back to our participants, female participants from Pakistan, Rabia and Miss Mariam. Rabia, would you like to give your thoughts on this? If you have, of course, you would have come across many problems in the society as a girl, as a woman, to work, to study. Do you have any thoughts on how we can make this situation better, especially how men can make the situation better for us? Ms. Mariam,
Yes,
would you like
ma'am.
to start first?
Yes, ma'am. I guess the best solution is that we have to understand each other. First thing is that if we are unable to understand each other, we cannot sort out a problem. Second is that we should make women familiar that they are equal to men. And when we are having such kind of sorts, we can make this place better. I guess the best thing is to understand each other. I guess that this is the better answer, and this is the exact answer I can give. To
Thank
understand
you so
each other
much.
is the best solution.
Yes, and I think adding on to what Miss Mariam said, I think having conversations on such difficult topics is also very important to because until you won't have such conversations, you would not be able to understand each other. You won't be able to realize that what the other person is going through and what kind of problems the other person is going through. And
Exactly.
also not to silence each other and not to make the other person think that, oh, my problem is not significant, or oh, my problem is not important to be resolved. Rabia, would you like to give your thoughts on this? Rabia, can you hear me? I think there is some connectivity issue on Rabia's end.
Yes, ma'am, there is some connectivity issue as two of my students are unable to connect today. They have the account on Zoom, but they are asking for sign in. And they are again and again messaging me. And as I have already messaged you that they are trying, but they are
Yeah,
unable to connect. I don't know the reason why they are unable to connect.
I also don't know the reason. I've been trying to figure it out on my end as well.
Okay.
Please ask them to keep on trying. Maybe they'll be able to
Yes.
join in.
Yes, they are
Can you hear
trying, but
me?
I'm just informing you that they are trying, but they are failed in it. So they are unable to
Okay.
connect. Two of the students are unable to connect today because of this issue.
All right, we'll figure it out after this session, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So I have my colleague, my friend Sana from Lahore. She also has some thoughts, I think maybe on my question or maybe on the book. Let's hear her thoughts. Over to you, Sana.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. So great to be here and great to be listening to amazing thoughts coming from Sargodha and from Herat. And, I just wanted to reflect on, when I was reading the book, I was also thinking in terms of the experiences of, let's say, the women around me. Especially the experiences of my mother. So, there are aspects of each story that resonate with me on a personal level in terms of, since certain personalities mentioned within this book were also inspirations for my mother as well when she was growing up back in the 1980s, and thinking about her own struggle as well. She studied, she pursued her bachelor's, she pursued double masters with us kids. She had 4 kids, and it's a funny anecdote, but when I was born, my brother was pursuing her my mother was pursuing her master's, and it's a funny story that I used to go to the university with her, and the first word that I actually spoke, the first actual coherent word was university, because I was exposed to that environment. So I was just wondering, were you able to relate or resonate to stories on personal level as well? And could you talk about the women around you who you consider are fearless and you consider are an inspiration for you as well? So in my case, I just wanted to begin by sharing how I look up to my mother, and I would love to get thoughts from Herat on this, and come back to Sargodha as well. So thank you so much.
Hello to every person. I hope all of you before. Today I want to speak about the situation of women in this society that I live, and the situation that I have Women in Afghanistan, when they born, all of them have some motivation, but the society and their family separation this society. If a woman has a better situation than another woman, she should be like a light for another life of girl, that they can be successful like another girl. We compare the life of woman and man together in same situation. We see that woman has a lot of problems. It is easy that all of people or many people say that women are unable to do one thing, and they believe and they never believe for women to do one thing very good like man, because they said that women never go in society and they don't know nothing, and they are not like a man. But when we had for women a good situation and always encourage them, we see that women always are good and they have a good action in the same manner. Thank you.
Hi. We have actually I have lots of women around us to inspire, and they are so strong. For example, in our school we have a group of daughters. They were making robots, but they participated to American competition, and they got the second position in India. And I have also my aunt. She was writing a book about how a woman make up, and unfortunately she was treated by Taliban. We will kill you, and she escaped from Afghanistan, and she's living in Germany, and she's a doctor in India.
Can we read her book? Can you please tell the title of that book so maybe we can also read it?
Of course, she has Dawa. He print. She print 1,000 books. All of them sold, but there is no book because we cannot print them again.
I'm sorry, there's a power outage here. That's why we're sitting in the dark all of a sudden. So,
yeah.
Anyone else would like to answer Sana's question? If you want to tell us about any inspiring women that you have around you, maybe in your family, like Sana is very inspired by her mother. I'm also very inspired by my mother because she has, what I am today is because of a lot of struggles that my mother went through. So yeah, this is all because of my mother. Anyone from, oh, we have someone from Herat, please, yes.
I think in this society, every woman in Afghanistan are adorable and inspired because they face many problems and they never give up, and they continue. And for example, my mother is for me, my mother is a more inspired woman for me, and because she never give up, and she every time told to me and my sister to get education and continue to get us hope to the situation of Afghanistan is getting better, and you have to be the one to improve the situation of Afghanistan.
Thank you so much for your input.
I want to say something.
Yeah, please.
My own mother is big inspiration for me because my father died in. My own mother is big inspiration for me because my father died in a road accident since 2010. And from that 2010 to 2020, she is taking care of us. We are four brother and sister. Two are bigger than me, and I am the middle one, and one is smaller than me. The elder one brother is doing mechanical engineering from NUST, and my sister is doing doctor of physiotherapist, and I am studying now pre-engineering, and the smaller one is in school in 7th grade. My mother is a teacher. We have also support from our grandmother and father, but the most important thing is that she is alone. She has no, she didn't do anything that would make our future bad.
Thank you so much, Muzahir. I am very much inspired by your mother as well. So this brings us to the end of our session. Alia, would you like to say something on this session as a closing note?
So thank you so much, everyone, for being such an amazing audience. Like always, it is a pleasure to sit here discussing books with you. The book that we discussed today, Fearless, is something that is very close to our hearts, very close to what we are trying to achieve through this book club, which is to make all of us understand that we all are fearless, regardless of being a boy or a girl. But unfortunately, the world that we live in is not really balanced. And because of that imbalance, women have to incur more problems than men. But what I would like to really just say as a closing remark is this: by reading about these amazing women in this book, Fearless, amazing stories of women from Pakistan, we must always remember that there is a fearlessness in all of us. And we must never let environments or the circumstances around us succumb us to being afraid. Fearlessness is basically a lack of having fear. And it is only by being fearless that we will be able to rise to our full potential. And that does not by any way or mean kind of denote that being reckless. Being reckless and being fearless are two different things. Being fearless means that understanding that you might not succeed in this task, but still giving it your best shot anyways. And that is what all of us must try and do. The reason that we wanted to promote stories of women from Pakistan is for all of us to understand the power of women, the hidden talent of women, and to understand that in order to grow and progress as a society at large, as a country in particular, we must understand the value that women bring to our lives, to our societies, to our countries, embrace those values, embrace their input, and then progress together hand in hand. And anyone who tells you that your cultural values, your religious values, or your nationalistic values do not go hand in hand with empowerment of women, then the only thing I can tell you is that they are lying. They are manipulating our minds to better their own agendas. Look at your religion, look at your culture, look at your societies, understand what they stand for, understand what they are, and then be fearless in your lives and just believe in yourselves. And on that note, we'd like to say a Khuda Hafiz from the CAP team in Pakistan, and we look forward to connecting with you again next month with another book and lots of
Thank you,
conversations.
ma'am.
Till then, take care of yourselves and be kind to each other, and we will see you soon. Khuda Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting. We'll see you next time. Khuda Hafiz.